Hey guys, it's Solid Snack here. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Metroid. So, we just made it to Ridley's hideout, and we're about to, well, take down Ridley at Ridley's hideout. But we got a couple of tricky things to do first. So, we start up here, we go through this little room, and we're like, oh, this is a nice little room. That's pretty quaint, don't you think? So, then there's the second room, and you're like, this is looking a little samey. What's going on here? What's your angle? Well, somewhere up through here, there should be a secret. Ah, there we go. So you can stand on the door there, actually. I didn't point that out before. That's something you can do. So you can go into here, and you got some of these guys. They look like, they're kind of like oddly robotic, but also oddly bird-like. But they're easy to take care of with, you know, the standard method that we've come to use. Because, freaking, screw attack is amazing. But, you know, now we got bees to deal with, and everybody hates bees. So, not the bees. You know, that old Nick Cage coming through for us, you know, he warned us, and it was literally just about Metroid, actually. He was like, despite him being stung by bees, it wasn't those bees he was worried about, it was these bees he was actually worried about. They just, you know, he was just traumatized, and it just, those bees brought back memories of these bees. It's just how it goes. You know, Metroid bees are the worst bees. There are actually some pretty bad bees in video games. I am getting so screwed. Okay, kill them. That's fine. So, we finished that room, and, things are not going great currently for me. You can see I'm at like 59 health. I should not have taken as much damage as I did, but, you know, commentating and playing a game is hard. It's even freaking harder when you're like freaking exhausted. Oh my god. There we go. Like, it's a struggle sometimes, you guys, but there's always these purple orbs to be there for me when I'm down. Thanks, purple orbs. So these health drops were just really kind just now. And these little jumpy guys, they're new enemies. They can do a lot of damage, but I thought I was frozen him, but he's got a lot of health. And he'll just keep having a lot of health because that's what he does. So some of them will jump on the ceilings. Some of them will jump on the ground, and some of them transition from the ceiling to the ground because they don't really make all that much sense. So that's fine. They're just doing their thing, man. Like, let them be. They ain't hurting anybody except for me. And I like it. Not really. It's kind of painful. So we're about to run into a room that's really, really interesting. And so you can see that you can't really get through there, but there's actually a hole in the floor back past here. I just remembered that, and it's like actually a really interesting way to hide a secret, but it's also kind of an annoying way to hide one. So here, you know what? I am just going to use my missiles, because sometimes that's actually a good idea. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. So I can just pretty much go under everything here and get to the room I'm looking for, which is right here. And we'll just knock out that guy and open this door. So that's a cool looking energy tank, right? But I'm going to create a suspend point again, just to show something off real quick. So you're like, man, I really want that energy tank. So you're like, man, I'm going to go for it. And like, oh no, it was a trap. So you want to load that suspend point, or not fall for that to begin with, and it's this from 3 feet away, that's where it is, and you want to jump and not fail it. It's a pretty rude, it's really rude, actually. And you can get it. Otherwise, you'd have to fall down, go to the left, all the way up and around, and that's just a pain. So now, we're going to, once again, just fall down here. And we're gonna head right, and we're gonna get a missile upgrade. So we're at pretty good health. You know, that really healed us a lot, so that's why I was like not super worried, despite me being really low and taking a lot of damage because I'm not being careful. But what was I doing? 2 attacks. I was only meaning to do 1, but that's fine. So when he's jumping, they jump in one direction until they hit you. They'll just keep jumping at you. So since he's jumping away from me, they're pretty easy. It's really annoying how that once you get to a certain point that's low enough to the ground, though, that it just does, they don't care about how much damage you do. Like, they don't care about you anymore. You'll just, the screw attack just ends. So this is another hard jump. And that's why we have suspend points, because, man, I really don't want to have to go all around for that, because, you know, like, I got time to, you know, like, I mean, I don't have time to, I mean, I gotta worry about not wasting my time, you know, like, stuff sucks sometimes, you gotta, it would really just be me just running all the way around again, and there'd just be a lot of tedium to that, you know, and I guess it'd be, some people could find it interesting for it to be like, oh, how did you get out of that situation if you fall? And then it's just kind of like, it's just better not to fall, dude. So this is pretty tough, and I don't remember if that's actually how you're supposed to do it. It is. It's a rough jump. I should have just created a suspend point there. So, whatever. I'll drop down. It's fine. I guess I'm here now, so you guys get to see what it's like to have to go all the way around. You know what? I'll just show it. I'll show it, and then next time I'll create a suspend point, because I think it's important to show it, now that I really say it out loud. But, gotta go through all these rooms. If you go right, if you go to the left from here, that's where the boss is, but there's items we want to collect before the boss, and see, if you make that jump, you get to be pretty much near full health when you go to fight Ridley, but, oops, sucks to suck. And really, you don't need to be full health for. There are some really good strategies that just completely take advantage of him. Like, you really don't have to worry. Screw attacking in this corridor is just awful. So, you make it all the way over here. Oh, that's fine. You have to go all the way down here. And then make your way downtown again. Just, you gotta keep going. And there's gonna be these guys, it's gonna be annoying. And you can go through here. Oh my gosh, they take so much health. This just isn't worth it. It's just not worth it. You're not saving anything, and there's just so many of them. And it is just, this section just is annoying, you know? Like, it's whatever, man, but it's annoying. But now that we're here, it's a little bit more manageable, but it's also still frustrating. You see how much health I've lost, like, immediately, right? Like, things can go really, really bad when you fall down, because your resources just kind of deplenish. Well, your health resources. Another thing that you can do is use missiles more. They kill a lot of things in a single hit, and you don't have to worry about things, but you have to be really careful with using them wisely and managing how many missiles you're using compared to how many you have. And we had to go down here anyways to get this missile upgrade, but it's still just kind of unfortunate, the circumstance of this. Oh, that's just super rude. Super duper rude. I really just want to be done with this. This is an awful hallway. Wow. There we go, get that. At least I'm getting some health upgrades. Like, I came in with, like, full health, and I was keeping that up, and then this room happened. And it's a long trek. It's a long trek. And that's fine. That's more than fine. Oh, good. Oh, good. You don't even... There's not a way up. See, I didn't even know that. Wow, I'm learning something. So, yeah, this is awful. It's fine though. So, honestly, I think, sadly, the best thing to do is to die. So, I'm gonna die real quick, and I'll be right back. So, officially, this Let's Play is not going as well as I wanted it to. I made that jump, when I did my practice run of this game, that one jump I made it my first try. And now, I'm trying to be cool and be like, oh, look at me, I'm skilled at this game, and then, it just doesn't work, you know? They call that the LP curse, as they did back in the day, and that's just, it's real, man. Ugh. You're kidding me, that does so much damage right off the bat. And you're just gonna drop missiles, really? That's what you're gonna choose to drop on me? So I'm really low on health now, and that's fine. That's okay. That room sucks. Wow. That really just was a bad idea. So actually, you know, what? I'll be a little bitch. It's cool. You know what? If you want to judge me, judge me. If you want to say, man, you suck at this game, you know, I'll be like, you know, I'll say to you, I'll be like, yeah. Yes, I do. You know, I'm going to be honest. But I think there's a lot of things that you can talk about analytically about this game. There's not a lot. There's some things I don't think are really great about this game. Like, the tricky trapdoors that make you think, oh, yeah, this is fine. And then it's not fine. You know, like, it's... Yeah, there's things about this game that make you feel a little bit lied to. And especially in this area, you know, this is like one of the second most cheesiest parts of the game. So I'm not gonna feel bad about this. So I'll be right back until I make this jump because I'm just mad. Actually, I think one of the things you can do is roll off and then do the thing I was talking about. So let's... I don't know why that didn't work. There we go. That's how you do it. That's exactly the one. So I'll have to get that missile again, but I'll just do that off screen after I beat our boy Ridley. So you might say to me, well, you know, the fact that it's really is spoilers, but this is a game from, you know, the 80s, right? It's... A lot of this stuff was in the manual. This is the type of thing you were expected to read before you played the game. Like, this isn't really spoilers. Your mission is clear, and it tells you a lot of things. And I think that was actually something I was planning on doing for this game that... I think honestly I might have should have, is I wanted to read the manual and talk about it. I didn't end up doing that because I was like, maybe people won't actually be interested. So, you know, if you watch this and you make it this far and you don't get fucking pissed off at me because I use save states, then, you know, let me know. Let me know that you just, if you think, wow, it would have actually been really cool to you know, have you talk about the manual and about, you know, how that told the story a little bit and gave some more context to this and really made, you know, Samus's mission a lot more, like, clear. Because if I do NES games like this in the future, then I'll do it. You know, I'll do that type of thing, and if, I might even end up doing a bonus episode of this on that. But here we're on Ridley, and this is wonderful. So there's two patterns Ridley can do. There's this one where it shoots everything over your head, and it can't actually kill you. There's another one that's a little bit more tricky, but who really cares when I have this pattern? Like, the other one you can still cheese in a similar way, just by, with the ice beam you can freeze Ridley's fireballs and then stand on them and then just wail on him, and that works just as well, if not more. So, keep that in mind for sure. So, as you can see, or as you might have noticed, that when we beat Ridley, we just got a shit ton of extra missiles. And that's one of the things that they do in this game that I think is really interesting, that whenever you beat a boss, you get extra missiles. Oh. And there's an invisible floor, like, right there. That's really cool. Yeah, this game is so weird, but it does so many oddly cool things at the same time. Like, as many annoying things, like, I don't know. I guess it's not really that cool. I mean, it's kind of cool for, like, an NES thing, you know, like, oh, it's something that's a secret that doesn't screw you over. Like, you think it's lava, and then it's actually a good thing, when most of the time it's like, a lot of times, well, I guess they do that a lot in this game, but it's kind of like, it's just weird how I guess it's just it's a more unique way of doing it as it has been. Instead of falling through it, it's solid. I don't know. But, and that's a weird thing, actually, because it's kind of like, the game expects you to jump into lava just because it's there, and that's fine, right? So now that we've beaten Ridley, I have to keep my promise and grab that freaking missile tank that's hell to grab. And honestly, at this point, you know, once I grab that again, I'll keep it on screen. You know, I'll show this because I think it's interesting, and I might cut off the first time I want to get it or something. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things to think about when trying to think about how to show this to people, right? So, I know that, you know, it's weird to talk about the Let's Play you're doing while you're doing it, but I, personally, that's the type of thing that always interests me. Like, when I see someone do something, like, I want to know a little bit of how this works and how they think about it and, you know, what they're doing. And, you know, I think sometimes when people see what you're thinking about it, they can tell you, well, this is why what you're doing sucks. And then I'll be like, oh, that makes sense, and it gives me room to improve. Like, I really like learning, and I'm trying to learn a lot and about how to do this better. And it's hard sometimes, and I'm going to be honest, because, you know, like, it's my channel, and it's something I care about, and it's something I want to grow, but it's something I'm not always sure what the best way to do with it is. And I think if I end up having an audience, it would be something there'd be a group of people I'd want to be honest with about, like, how I feel about things. And be like, yeah, this is how I feel about this series, how it's going right now. And I plan on, from now on, whenever I, you know, start a series, that I want to start it with the intent of finishing it. And I do plan on finishing this game, and I haven't done a lot of Breath of the Wild recently, but I do intend on finishing it. It's just, I have to go through some preparation, and I want it to be something on the side alongside other things that I'm doing. You know, I'm not doing this series with Kyle because, well, Kyle's been pretty busy. You know, he's starting back school, and it's just been we've had a hard time getting together because we both have so different schedules. You know, he's got the college kids schedule, and I have the working schedule, and I got that 9 to 6, and that's exhausting. And then, you know, doing this afterwards, I'm exhausted right now, and, you know, I've been trying to pick up playing Smash Ultimate competitively, and I went to a local last night, and I got ass slapped, and I got back at, like, midnight, and then I had to go to work at, like, from 9 to 6, and come home and immediately do this, and I'm not complaining about this, like, I love doing this, but it's tiring at times, you know, like, and that's not a bad thing, you know. When something's tiring but you do it anyways, that's kind of a show of how much you think it's worth it. But also, like, it's one of those things where I don't want the quality to kind of suffer, and I think in some ways it has, this series. Like, I mean, there's also things that I don't know this game as well as Zelda, and I was like, oh, I did Zelda well, I can do this well, and it's not going poorly. I just don't think it's going as great as I could. So, I don't know. If you guys have any opinions on, you know, this series, and, you know, what you think has happened this far, and how I'm doing as a commentator, or even if this is the type of game you think I can have a strong suit in, or not, then let me know. But, you know, like, feedback is the greatest thing you can give to someone who's trying to create content. Even if it's like a little bit negative, even like, hey, you know, your stuff's pretty, you know, you're doing pretty good for it now, but you need to improve this, or you need to slow down talking and, you know, think things through a little bit more clearly, and I think we'll get a better handle on things. You know, things like that. There's a nice way to put things that end up inspiring people, and there's a nice way to put things that makes you get to the end, back to the beginning of Ridley's Hideout without realizing it, because you were just having a heartfelt conversation with your viewers about everything you do. Wow, I didn't expect to go that fast. So, honestly, it would have been much quicker there if I just let myself die, because I still have to get out of here, so these guys don't do that great of damage. Yeah, they're doing like 5 a hit, and I'm having a hard time getting up here just as it is. Yeah, you know, I think at this point I'm going to meet you back at the first part of the game, the first area, because that's pretty much where I'm heading to anyways. So I'll see you right back in a second. Actually, no, I'll see you right back next time, since we beat Ridley today and things went pretty well, I think. You know, like, it's time for me to end this episode off. I think that's a wise choice. So, once again, if you liked what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for listening to my little rant. I know it was a little bit kind of personal to, you know, me as a Let's Player, but, you know, I don't want to meta talk about this type of thing too often, but I think it's interesting now and again. So thanks for putting up with me, and thanks for watching my videos. Like, I really appreciate it. It means a lot, you know. I don't know. It's something I care about, and something I want to get better at, and I'm working on it, okay? So, I really appreciate every little bit of support. So, I'll see you guys next time for some more Metroid, and I'll try to be a little bit more upbeat next time. So, peace out.